Tonight on the pageant, I couldn't be more excited. We're so excited to have Jessica Billings. She's Miss Pennsylvania USA 2013. We have her tonight on the show. That's Jessica Billings here on the Pageant Cast.
Welcome to the Pageant Cast, your home for beauty pageant news and interviews on the internet.
You're watching the Pageant Cast, and we're here tonight, a beautiful evening, and we have a beautiful young woman that we're going to be talking to, Jessica Billings. Jessica is Miss Pennsylvania USA 2013. Hello, Jessica.
Hello, Tim. How are you?
Fantastic. I get to talk to you, don't I?
Oh, it's my privilege.
Now, where are we calling you tonight?
I am actually in Minnesota and headed to Las Vegas tomorrow, New York on Friday, and then back to Philly on Saturday.
What? Why would you do that to yourself?
I'm all over the place. Well, I'm a flight attendant, and I commute out of Minneapolis, so I am always back and forth and on the go.
I actually like that airport. Minneapolis, I'm okay with. Detroit, I avoid at all costs.
I am at Detroit and LaGuardia just as much as I'm at Minneapolis, and they are both. I mean, LaGuardia, I always count on an extra hour on any flight that you're going to, just with all the delays.
That is a tough, I just recently went to LaGuardia. My first time ever to New York, because I'm such a little homebody. But that is a rough little airport there. But I think the worst time I ever had in an airport was probably Nashville. And there's nothing wrong with the airport, but it's just, there's nothing to do. And I was stuck there for, I think, 6 hours. And I was like, oh, this is horrible. Now,
I know all the airports based on what the restaurants are, and if there's
I love Charlotte.
Exciting.
I love Charlotte because they have just tons of food there, and I'm a bigger fella. Anyway, since you opened up this conversation, I do have to ask you, what is some good packing tips? All of our pageant watchers, they always have to try to put 3 suitcases worth of stuff into one suitcase. What are some good packing tips?
I actually never unpack my bathroom. I have like a separate bathroom bag I always just bring with me. So that eliminates half of the packing when I go to pack. And I pretty much have 2 of everything. So that's what I recommend. If you're a girl on the go, it's good to have doubles.
That's good. I actually do the same thing, and I only go on 4 or 5 trips a year. But I'm like, you know what? I can leave. You probably have this situation too. All the shaving cream and the.
I know.
It's just
not the shaving cream, not the.
No, okay.
No, I can go without shaving cream. You can use shampoo instead of shaving cream as a girl, in the shower if you.
Okay.
But they always have extras at hotels too. So if you forget your toothbrush or something that you really need, hotels usually have extras. Chargers, phone chargers.
My biggest problem is getting things there without wrinkling them. That's a big problem. But
that tends to be challenging because you do need to pack things. And my thing is, as a girl, it's always the 50 pounds, and now I feel like I have it down to science. If I can pick it up with my right hand, and it's I can kind of tell because I've done it so many times. But that weight, I tell you, the weight restrictions.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So let's get into it. Let's actually talk about pageants for a little bit, just to be unique. Tell me about Students Against Destructive Decisions. You're very involved in that particular group, which is commonly known as SAD, correct?
Correct.
Is that one of your platforms? I saw quite a few different groups that you're working with.
I've actually grown up, and as a high school student, I made kind of a unique decision that I was going to live a healthy lifestyle. I never drank underage. I always really valued working out and just living a good lifestyle. So I was involved. I actually founded the Students Against Destructive Decisions chapter at my high school, and I was just honored at my high school for the Young Alumni Award, and it was so neat to go back and meet with some of the sad students that are still involved today. Cool to see that it's still around. But then I did go on and work with the organization at a national level as their spokesperson, and then as a mentor to the Student Leadership Council as well. So it's definitely a great organization. There's 10,000 chapters nationwide, and I think it's great for teenagers to really be surrounded by positive other kids making positive decisions. It's a great support system to have.
Well, that's absolutely awesome. Let's talk a little bit about how did you get started in pageants in the first place?
When I was a little girl, I remember being 6 years old and going to parades and always just loving to see the princesses. I was always scared of the clowns and, hated the loud noises, but when the princesses came by, I always wanted to be that. And as I got older, I became an advocate for autism. My brother Jamie is severely autistic, and I really, I was always raising money. I was always speaking out about autism, but I knew that if I had a pageant title, I could really take my advocacy to the next level. And so that was really where my interests were when I entered Miss Pennsylvania, because I knew everything I was doing would be, it would just make everything larger than what I was already doing. So it's been a really great opportunity. I feel so blessed.
That's fantastic. Now, tell me, you're one of those young ladies that I see that is successful in pageants, but you've also done quite a bit of modeling. What's the difference between the two? Some folks don't realize that there is a difference.
Modeling is a great way to connect with the camera, to connect with an audience without speaking. But I think when I think of myself as a pageant queen, I think of myself as a person who can relate to anyone. And I think that's the job of a pageant queen. I think it's important to be able to relate to an older woman, to a younger child, and to be the person that people look up to inside and out. I think you can be beautiful on the outside, but pageants really take it to the next level, and pageants encourage you to be beautiful on the inside.
Fantastic. Hey, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more with the beautiful Jessica Billings, Miss Pennsylvania USA 2013, in just a moment.
Leave voicemail and comments for Tim and PageantCast. Call 262-757-8576 and let Tim know what you think of the show. This is Manisha Rama, Miss Junior Teen United America, wishing you tiara dreams.
We just got word that the PageantCast will be at the America's Super Pageants this June in Montana. You can check out their website at americasuperpageant.com. They have divisions for preteen, teen, Miss, Ms., Mrs., Classic, and Queen, and International. To tell us more about this pageant, we've enlisted the help of Stephanie McGrain. She is International Super Ms. 2012-2013.
Thanks, Tim. And we are so excited to have you join us this year. Our ladies compete in 5 different areas of competition, including photogenic, interview, little black dress platform introduction, swimsuit or athletic attire, depending on the division, and evening gown. The pageant will be held June 21st through the 23rd. Not only will you have a chance to be interviewed by the pageant cast, but there are so many activities going on that weekend that I just can't even begin to name them all. And that's why we have the website, so be sure to check it out. Applications are due by May 15th, so get cracking. I'm looking forward to seeing you there, along with Tim and the pageant cast.
Well, thanks, Stephanie. So I don't think I'm going to need an application. but you will, and I hope to see all of you out there at America's Super Pageants. It's americassuperpageant.com for more information, more than we can put in this quick announcement. We are so excited. It's going to be my first time out in Montana. Gee, I hope they have lasagna. I love my lasagna. Anyway, we're going out to America's Super Pageant. I'm going to see all of you. We're going to do lots of coverage of the event this year. If you want to be a part of a pageant that the Pageant Cast is at, this is the pageant this year. See you in June in Montana.
Pageant Cast. We're back. We're back with Jessica Billings, Miss Pennsylvania, USA 2013. You're looking just lovely tonight. Thank you so much for staying with us, Jessica.
Thank you for having me.
Well, I do have to ask you, how's the cat Murphy doing?
He's still alive. That's who I should have brought for my show and tell. I would have had to wake him up and he would have cried. But I am telling you,
How old is he now?
he is turning, I want to say 21 or 22. And yeah, St. Patrick's Day birthday. So.
Oh, he could go out drinking for St. Patrick's Day then. Right? Have some green beer.
Yeah. That might kill him. He's got just like 9 lives, you know.
I want the record to reflect I was not encouraging that. That was something silly I said. We shouldn't do that. Particularly not with the young lady that started the Students Against Destructive Decisions chapter. So tell me a little bit about your pageant career. What publications and websites do you use to keep up with pageants?
I love Twitter and Facebook. I think it's always great because you can see, for years when I would compete and I would just follow the title holders and see all the great things they were doing. And I feel like this year when I was crowned Miss Pennsylvania, I had such a great understanding of what I wanted to do and what my year was going to be like because I had watched so many wonderful role models before me and really was able to hit the ground running because of that.
Okay. What's your favorite phase of competition? What do you really enjoy?
This year, everything changed for me. An interview became my favorite part of the pageant because I feel like I really learned to connect with people. And I think that's such an important skill to have, whether I'm on the plane or, in a pageant interview. I think it's so important to be able to find those commonalities. And I really love talking and speaking to people. My motor mouth, when I was named Motor Mouth when I was a little girl, that was my nickname. And I feel like I finally have, the confidence in who I am that when I go into an interview, I'm excited to share about myself.
That's fantastic. Now you said I changed to interview. That interview is now your favorite. What was your favorite before that?
Gowned for a long time. I mean, I think just, there's such an elegance about being on stage in an evening gown. And it's just that moment of, kind of your Cinderella moment of a pageant. So I still enjoy, I enjoy all the aspects of competition. I love watching all areas of competition, but interview, I think, is definitely, and when it comes to watching pageants now, I love watching the final questions and really just seeing, to me, that's what a title holder is. A title holder can look great in a gown, she can look great in a bikini, but ultimately, her job throughout the year, I can tell you right now, I do a lot more speaking than I do, wearing my swimsuit. So I think it's very an important element of competition, and I really do enjoy it.
Now, what type of appearances have you had where you've spoken or have done the parade thing? Well, what type of appearances have you had?
I have had tons of charity events throughout Philadelphia and had the opportunity to speak at a lot of different events. They actually sent me for the Hero Dog onto the WMMR big radio station in Philadelphia, and I spoke at the Philly Fur Ball. I have not yet done a parade, so that is on the bucket list
What?
of the year. No.
Are you kidding me?
Well, it's a little cold out. I'm waiting for the summer months.
It's a little cold. Is there no Christmas over there? What the heck? Are you kidding me?
It's coming. But I've done lots of interviews and just really I'm actually working with the PR team in Philadelphia, so they've really been so awesome in helping with finding media opportunities and also some really great appearances.
Well, you always have a very entertaining Twitter and Facebook feed because there's lots and lots of photos from all the appearances that you're doing. Now, Jessica, what type of appearances were you able to set up on your own before you had a PR team?
I actually already had a lot of contacts with a lot of charity organizations because I had already been very active, prior to being Miss Pennsylvania. So when I did win the title, it was just a phone call away. And I think that's such an important message for girls who are competing in pageants is, know what you want to do. Know your platform prior to winning. So the day you win, the next day you can get on the phone and you can say, great news. I just won this pageant and now I'm ready to take what I'm doing to the next level.
I think as a person that has judged a good number of pageants, I always, a key frightening word for me is will. What I will do. Tell me what you've already done. That tells me you're ready for the crown. When you're telling me what you're going to do, what's in the future, it doesn't have the same weight, if you know what I mean. So that's absolutely great advice. Get those appearances in.
It's the best training you can give yourself to have the title. I think it's, it's not like you wake up and you have a manual on how to be Miss Pennsylvania after you win. So I think the best way you can prepare is to live your life as Miss Pennsylvania, whatever it is, make sure that you're already on your way and already know exactly what you want to do.
All right. Well, fantastic. Jessica, we're just about out of time. Is there any last thoughts that you'd like to leave our listeners and viewers?
Just, I feel so honored to have this opportunity this year. Really looking forward to continuing to serve the state of Pennsylvania. Excited for Miss USA and, would love to meet as many people out there as possible. So don't be afraid to reach out to me on Twitter at Billings Jessica or on my Facebook page at facebook.com/BillingsJessica1.
All right. And of course, we're going to have those links in the show notes at pageantcast.com, so you can just click on them if you don't like typing, or your phone has autocorrect, which is a bane on the world. So you can check that out as well. Well, it's been absolutely delightful to have you on the show. One of the things we like to do at the end of the show is show off your best pageant wave. So let's see that best pageant wave. Now, I know you didn't get to do any parades, so apparently you're going to be a little bit out of practice. I'm a little concerned.
I know. So, are you going to do the pageant wave too?
Yeah, I hide it behind the microphone. See, that's why the microphone, nobody can see. Oh, wow. You really got a lot of action in yours.
Isn't it elbow, wrist, elbow.
You are going to throw something out. I'm a little worried about your sacroiliac. I'm very concerned. That looks that looks like a rotator cuff ready to go. I'm a little concerned. But
win Miss Pennsylvania with that wave.
Really? With this thing? See, what would happen to me if I try that out? Watch what's going to happen. Ow.
Hey, you never know. Careful over there.
Oh
my goodness.
I just injured myself. I'm very frightened. So thanks again, Jessica, and everybody check her out at the various links that'll be down below here at pageantcast.com. Thanks, everybody, and we're going to say Tiara Dreams. Tiara Dreams there.
Tiara Dreams.
Pageantcast.